Life in the countryside is much more than simply tending a property. It involves connecting with the land, respecting nature's cycles, and above all, being resilient in the face of daily challenges. What many don't know is that being a farmer isn't an experience restricted to those born in the countryside. Today, more than ever, it's possible for anyone to make this dream a reality. If you're curious or interested in learning what it would be like to live this way, this video is for you. We'll explore everything you need to know so you can, perhaps in the future, begin your own journey in the countryside. Imagine waking up at dawn to the sound of wind in the trees and birdsong. The countryside is silent, yet at the same time, full of life. The scent of wet earth, the freshness of the morning, the feeling of being in tune with nature. There are no horns, pollution, or rushing around. Everything seems simpler, more real. However, life in the countryside has its peculiarities. We're not talking about a place where everything is perfect or easy, but rather a challenging lifestyle, full of responsibilities that requires dedication, planning, and patience. Being a farmer means taking control of your own life, understanding that every planting or raising of animals is a decision that directly impacts the outcome. Farm work is not only physical, but also mental and emotional. Furthermore, the connection with the land, self-sufficiency and sustainability make farm life truly unique. But like any other job, there are challenges. You need to be prepared to work tirelessly, overcome unexpected obstacles, and learn to deal with the unexpected. After all, nature is unpredictable, but it also teaches resilience. Country life may seem romantic at first glance, but it's important to understand the reality behind this simple life. Nature, however beautiful, doesn't follow a script. A promising crop can be destroyed by a pest. The weather, which isn't always cooperative, can ruin an entire harvest in a matter of days. On the other hand, an area with the right soil and good care can yield good fruit. The land responds to care, but it also requires wisdom and patience. Being in the field means learning to read nature's signs. When the rain doesn't come, you need to know how to irrigate and protect the plants. When the weather is excessively hot, ensuring animals have water and shade becomes crucial. These are just some of the challenges farmers face. And what's more, the work is constant. Whether it's winter or summer, the farm needs care. Plants need watering, animals need feeding, buildings and fences need maintenance. In the field, time doesn't stand still and tasks pile up. That's why many say that the life of a farmer is a never-ending journey. However, what many don't realize is that life in the field is deeply rewarding, because by interacting directly with nature, you find a deeper purpose, ensuring food, sustenance, and the lives of other beings. While farm life brings its rewards, the challenges are immense and fickle. For every successful planting, there can be a compromised harvest. The weather, which can be the greatest blessing, is also an invisible enemy. A severe storm can destroy days or even months of work, or even more frustrating, extreme heat can decimate an entire crop. Furthermore, raising animals has its difficulties. Animals can become sick quickly, diseases can be silent and swift, and when you least expect it, an entire herd needs urgent veterinary care. And when it comes to natural issues, farmers still face everyday difficulties. Labor costs, machinery and implement maintenance, and expenses for feed, seeds and pesticides. These are financial challenges that require strategic planning. Every purchase needs to be calculated, and every sale needs to be thought through in advance. A simple planning error can jeopardize an entire year's production. This is why many farmers, especially those just starting out, end up facing financial difficulties. The countryside, while an opportunity, also requires wise resource management, and learning about rural finance is as important as learning about agriculture and livestock. Despite all the obstacles and challenges, the rewards of being a farmer are undeniable. There's nothing more rewarding than seeing the fruits of your labor materialize before your eyes. When you plant a crop and months later see that field lush and teeming with life, the feeling is one of pure fulfillment. The same is true with raising animals. Watching your herd grow healthy and strong, and then participating in the production cycle, whether through sales or the food they provide, brings unique satisfaction. But the most interesting part of this reward isn't just the financial gain. The true reward comes from the cycle of life in the countryside. The countryside teaches patience, resilience, and the value of hard work. Each victory, each result, is confirmation that despite all adversity, hard work and respect for nature bear fruit. Life in the countryside is a constant reminder that in nature, everything has a cycle. What you sow, you reap. The effort invested in cultivation and care pays off, whether in the growth of plants, the care of animals, or even the satisfaction of knowing you're contributing to the production of food that will feed many people. Now that you know the challenges and rewards of rural life, the question is, how do you get started? The good news is that you don't need to be an expert to take the first steps. What matters is willingness, a willingness to learn, and patience. Getting started can be simple. You can start with a small plot of land, plant some vegetables, or even raise some small animals like chickens. The most important thing is not to expect perfection right away, but to be willing to learn from your mistakes. Access to information has never been easier today. Courses, videos, tutorials, and even online farming communities are excellent resources for those just starting out. Technology also plays an important role, and you can learn how to use simple tools like weather apps, farm planning programs, and even financial management tools that will help you control expenses and profits. The key is to start small, learn as much as possible, and as you gain experience, expand your activities and seek more knowledge. It's easy to imagine farming as old-fashioned, but today's reality is very different. Technology has revolutionized farming, making farmers' lives easier. Tools like drones, soil moisture sensors, automated irrigation systems, and agricultural monitoring apps are just some of the innovations that have helped increase productivity and reduce costs. Using technology in the field is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity. Today, farmers use drones to monitor large areas of crops, detect problems before they become serious, and even apply fertilizers more efficiently. Soil sensors help measure soil moisture, allowing for smarter irrigation, saving water and avoiding waste. These are just a few examples of how technology can transform the way agriculture is practiced. Communication technologies also play an important role, allowing farmers to share knowledge and practices with others, as well as access a larger market for their products. Life in the countryside is full of uncertainty, but at the same time, it offers constant learning. Every mistake, every failure can become an opportunity for growth. If something goes wrong, the farmer learns to correct course, plan more efficiently, and adapt to what nature imposes. Resilience is an essential skill for anyone who wants to make a living from the countryside, and it can only be developed over time. There is no successful farmer who has experienced some difficulties and learned from them. For example, the planting and harvesting cycle may not always go as planned, and in some situations you'll need to make difficult decisions. But the key is to stay focused, adjust your strategies, and never give up. Each time you overcome a challenge, the feeling of achievement is incomparable. Furthermore, life in the countryside teaches patience. After all, nature doesn't rush, and those who work in it also need to learn to respect its rhythms. Now that you understand the challenges and rewards of rural life, the final question is, how can you make this dream a reality? There's no secret. The first step is to get started. It doesn't matter where you live, what experience you have, or what your previous knowledge is. What really matters is the willingness to learn, dedication, and and starting somewhere. Start with small goals, gain knowledge, and, as you feel more comfortable, gradually expand your activities. The life of a rancher isn't for everyone, but for those with passion and determination, it can be extremely rewarding. If you believe you can do it, the first step is within your reach. And if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on farm life, ranching, and how to get started, be sure to subscribe to the channel. In the next video, we'll talk about how to create and manage a ranch efficiently. Don't miss this opportunity to change your life for the better. Subscribe now and turn on notifications.